Yay, I got my sales funnel. Now what? What's up guys, Jason here, aspiring entrepreneur, and in this video we are going to talk about how to manage your sales funnel. So this video is designed for you guys who either A, have already set up your sales funnel, or B, you've chosen the type of sales funnel that you're going to use and you're in the process of building and you're curious about what happens when you've built this giant machine. Like, what's the next steps? How do you ensure that this wonderful sales funnel that you're putting together actually produces income? That's the purpose of this video. And at the end of the video, I'll cover a common mistake that many people fall into when managing their sales funnel. So make sure you stick around because I want to ensure that you're looking at the right pieces in your sales funnel to ensure that you actually do increase your sales and conversions. So let's go ahead, dive right in. The first part of managing your sales funnel is understanding the leverage points in your sales funnel. And when you're putting your sales funnel together, a lot of the focus is on the components, right? What's the landing page look like? What's the thank you page? What's the little email sequence? What's the sales portion? What's the value delivery portion? When you're managing your sales funnel, however, because a sales funnel is really just a way of building a relationship with your customers, you want to focus on where the customers are and apply your KPIs or metrics to different types of customers. So you're really going to have several sets of customers or prospects as you're going through the process. So here's a screenshot of a basic sales funnel, and we'll go through the different types of people that you're going to have within each section of this funnel. So first you're going to have your cold leads. These are the people that hit your landing page but haven't signed up. Then you have your warm leads, the ones that actually opted in. Then we have your hot leads. These are the ones who have signed up and seen at least a large portion of your sales material. So if you're doing a launch sequence, that means they've seen video number 4. They've seen the pitch, right? So if you're doing a webinar, they've seen the pitch. If you're doing a VSL or sales letter, they've actually seen your offer. Those are the hot leads, right? And then we have customer 1x, 2x, and 3x. And those customer 3x is actually going to be really important when we are optimizing our funnel. But I'll get to that in a second. So when you're looking at your funnel, it's all put together and you go, okay, what am I looking at in terms of numbers? Where do I look first to make sure that I'm optimizing my funnel correctly? Now, when it comes to driving traffic to your funnel, with the front end of your funnel, the primary purpose is pretty much just to break even or have it at a manageable loss. That means if it costs you $4 to get a new person, you probably want to average somewhere around $3.50 or $4 per transaction when you make a sale. So your VSL should, whatever conversion rate your VSL is converting at, you want it to be providing an average of $3.50 to $4 in revenue. So the first thing you're going to do is look at your opt-in rate, right? That's turning cold people into warm people, essentially. What is that rate? And when you look at that rate, you want to compare that rate to whatever is standard in your industry. So somewhere between 20 to 40% is probably where you want to be for your opt-in rate. So once it's around there, that means your ads and your landing page are doing pretty decent. So now you're going to shift gears and you're going to start looking at the completion rate of your pitch. So if it's a webinar, how many people stick around to the midway point? How many people stick around to the end? The same thing for a VSL. If it's a sales letter, then you probably want a heat map software on there telling you where people stopped reading. If it's a launch sequence, you want to look at all of your videos, right? Are people making it to video 2 and 3? Is anyone even watching video 4, or do they give up on video 1 or 2 because they think you're not providing value? So essentially, remember, the front end of your sales funnel, once they've opted in, turning that warm lead into a hot lead is all about value. So the more value you deliver and the better you build a relationship with them, the more likely they're going to go from warm to hot by actually going through all the content you have for them and getting to that pitch. So you want to make sure that whatever part of your funnel is the pitch is actually engaging people and pulling people through. Once you're there, you also want to look at the conversion rate. What's your conversion rate of the pitch? And then you want to compare that conversion rate and calculate your average transaction per customer. And that's a simple equation. How much did you make and how many customers purchased, right? And whatever you divide that number, if that number is around 350 or 4, that means you're perfect, right? If it's not, like let's say you divide that number and it's like 2, versus 4 on the front end, well, you've got some work to do in terms of either increasing your conversion rate on your landing page or increasing your conversion rate on your sales material, right? Now, here's the big kicker. when you've got that process somewhat down, you know, you're spending $4 or $5, you're making $4 or $5, it's not going to be exact, right? But when you're around there, the actual best leverage point is to go to your 3x customers. So you'll notice in the diagram that there's 2 upsell offers on this funnel, right? I recommend having at least 1 or 2 to increase the value per transaction that you're generating. I mean, you already did all the hard work of getting them there, of selling them the product. You might as well offer them additional value on top of what they already purchased. Worst thing that happens is they say no, right? But there are going to be a few who say yes twice, which are your 2x customers, and say yes 3 times, which are your 3x customers. The 3x customers are actually where you really want to focus. And even if you only have 1 or 2, like the first funnel I ran, I only had 5 people purchase the 3rd product, right? So it's not always a ton of people. But you know what I did? I personally reached out to each one of those 5 people, and I tried to ask them questions. I tried to give them extra support. And eventually, one of them actually became a full-time consulting client. And because I spent all that extra time engaging with those 3x customers, that one consulting client made the entire funnel profitable, right? This is like 80-20 of 80-20 of 80-20, right? We know 80% of our lifetime sales are going to come from essentially 20% of the people on our list or 20% of our customers. So once you have that front end where it's not, you know, bleeding cash every single day, focus on those 3x customers. Figure out what kinds of problems you can solve for them because they've purchased from you 3 times. So chances are they're much more in tune with your message and who you are, and they're much more likely to say, yeah, I'll spend more money with you, or yeah, I'd love for us to do some coaching together, or yeah, I'd love if you just put my whole sales funnel together, you know, if I'm talking about a marketing agency. And so that is the key, and what I think the big thing most people miss when it comes to managing a sales funnel when you're just getting it off the ground, because this front end process is a lifetime process. I mean, figuring out your ad costs, adjusting, you know, your landing page, split testing your ads, that's a daily grind that just keeps going and going and going, and that can go on a lot longer than you can stay solvent in terms of getting that front end process working. So as soon as you get even a little trickle of 3x clients on the back end, start reaching out to each one of them and try to deliver as much value as possible. And you're going to learn more about your customers, right? Those 3x customers are going to be able to tell you a tremendous amount of what's working and what's not working for them. And then guess what? You can take that information and improve that front end process as well. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video informative and actionable. If you got some value out of it, go ahead and hit that like button and then subscribe for more business building and marketing tactics and strategies just like the ones covered in this video. Over on my YouTube channel, I'm going from A to Z and everything in between on what it takes to put together a sales funnel from scratch and building a business from scratch. And once you're subscribed, you can go check out the channel link for the Aspire Notebook, where I actually have a mini course on how to put together a webinar sales funnel, and it includes templates and scripts, so you can literally just copy and paste it and quickly get your sales funnel up and running. So make sure to check that link out in the description or over on the channel after you've hit subscribe. And if you have any questions about managing your sales funnel, or you're trying to figure out why your sales funnel isn't working, go ahead, drop a comment below. I read and reply to every single one of them. We are all here to learn and improve our businesses. So until the next video, keep building the business you love. Take care.